red onion coleslaw. All right, so this calls for half of a small red onion, which this is not. It's a very large red onion. So we're probably gonna use about a quarter of this. However, we're gonna come in, slice off the stem end here, right down through the root end, and we'll save half of this for something else. Come on down, slice off the other end, say goodbye. This looks a little cranky, so we're gonna take off the top layer. We're gonna go ahead and slice it up so that I just have some sliced red onion in the fridge for later, but we probably won't use all of it. So a very sharp knife coming in, and we are going to slide through it. You wanna make very thin slices. As it starts to get bigger, I like to pull back with my knife. You can certainly use a mandolin on this and for the cabbage as well. When it gets a little bit wobbly here, just flop it over. And go again. Boom. Sliced red onion. So let's go ahead and take about this much. And we'll save this for another dish. Okay, next we're gonna slice our cabbage. All right, so we have our cabbage here. This is a little bit smaller than the normal size cabbages I find. So we might use just a little bit over half. So we're gonna cut right down through it. We'll set that half to the side for start. We're gonna come in at an angle and just take out the middle. Perfect, and then I like to cut it in half again. So from here, we're just gonna make thin slices. Discard that top layer because it's a little bit tough, flopping over the loose end and slice again. Basically, any way you want to go about it that gets you nice thin slices is gonna work just fine. Cool, coming in, nice thin slices. Take off that tough top layer towards the end. And we're just gonna turn this around and slice through it. Cut through any loose pieces. And you're good to go. So we'll just set this to the side and then we're gonna start on our onions. All right, so we've got our thinly sliced red onions here. I'm just gonna break them up. Keep them as separated as possible. Do not touch your eyeballs after doing this or you'll have a very bad time. All right, so once those are pretty well broken up, we have apple cider vinegar, we have sugar, and we have salt. So we're gonna do about a tablespoon of sugar. It's a little bit smaller batch than I normally do, so I'm gonna do just a little bit less. About a quarter teaspoon of salt. And then I have 2 to 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar is a good ratio. I've got about 2.5 here to start with. You can always add more. So just toss that right on in there and give it a good mix. This is gonna start pickling the red onions. We're doing a very, very light pickle on them because we want them to have some of their crunch still, but be broken down just enough to kind of absorb that apple cider vinegar flavor. So we're gonna let that sit for about 15 minutes and then we'll come back to it. All right, so our onions have been sitting for about 15 minutes. They're broken down just a little bit. I went ahead and chopped up the whole cat of cabbage and we'll just use what we want of it and save the rest for something else later. So we're just gonna take some cabbage here until we like the amount that's mixed with the onions and toss it so that it too gets coated with the vinegar, the sugar, and the salt. A good coleslaw is such an easy mixture of the fat, which just comes from your mayonnaise, the acid, which is from your vinegar, and then the sugar and salt. Just a touch more cabbage. Awesome. All right, so we've got about 3/4 cup of mayonnaise here that we're just gonna scrape in and mix up. I like to start with 3/4 cup because you can always add a little bit more, but if you absolutely drown it with mayonnaise, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Just mix and mix away. The vinegar will help thin it out just a little bit too. All right, so now we taste. Touch more salt, mix that in, and that's it. It's a really good coleslaw. It's so simple. I'm gonna dish that up. And serve this on tacos, on burgers, with barbecued pulled pork, as a side to some fried chicken, so many uses. And that is red onion coleslaw. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you liked the video. Drop any questions in the comments below. You can find lots more recipes and how-tos on our website, cleavercooking.com. Enjoy.